Hey there, this is Gérard Fois from the band Eternal Flight. You are listening to Dave Softee on Metal Messiah Radio. Crank it up!
Metal Maniacs, here we go. Please help me welcome back to Metal Messiah Radio, hailing from France of melodic prog power metal band Eternal Flight. Here for our third time, we have joining us longtime friend, the frontman of Eternal Flight, Mr. Gérard Fois.
Hi Dave, hi everybody. How you doing?
Hello, greetings, Gerard. How are you doing out there tonight?
I'm quite good. A little cold, but nothing really.
I hear you. You might be allergic to me because I think last year or the last time we had this opportunity, I think you were coming down with a cold. So I hope you're not getting sick of me.
No, never. I really appreciate the support and the opportunity and the chance to talk with you and to make your listener know about the present, the past, and the future. Or the retro future of Eternal Flight.
Exactly, yeah. That being said, it's great to have you back here on the Metal Meltdown, as we have some really great news to share with the people out there around the world. So since we last had the chance to talk here on Metal Messiah Radio, remember the plan was for Eternal Flight to introduce a new song or so periodically, but plans have surely changed as we have great news that Eternal Flight has been signed to Massacre Records. So first of all, I want to congratulate you on this, and I'm interested to know into how this all came about. What led Eternal Flight to sign with Massacre Records?
First, thank you very much for the congratulations. And we first recorded 3 songs with John Macaluso, who played with Ingrid Malmsteen, Arc, Symphony X, Riot, and now he's with Labyrinth, for example. We first make this move to make the people remember about the band and to know that the band was still alive and was still writing songs, and we were working for a new album. And about Massacre, it came that we recorded a whole new album last year, and I finished the mix on this year, 2017. And in the spring, I sent a CD with some info, etc., usual stuff, to many labels. And we had some offers from other label. And when we were about to sign with another label, we had the offer, I think it was like early July, from Massacre, and we took the opportunity because this label was bigger than the other offering us a deal, and we thought it was a nice move to have the new album, Retrofuture, to be released by this legendary German label. So it came quite, I would say, simply in a way, but we've been lucky enough to wait to consider the contracts and to have the offer in July because we were about to go with another label.
I see. So I hope that Massacre works out for you. And as you mentioned, you have this brand new release, Retrofuture, and it consists of 13 tracks. That's outstanding.
Thanks. And there are 13 tracks, but 3 of them were released on the internet before. So there are 10 real new tracks and 3 other ones that we released as videos or lyrics video on YouTube, on Facebook, etc. Yeah, I'm really proud about this new album because, as you said, there are 13 songs. I tried to write stuff that would be in the style of Eternal Flight, at the same time really varied in terms of styles, that you can have some real heavy metal, you can have some progressive power metal, you can have some bads, you can have some real progressive stuff, and that's really cool because I wouldn't like to have an album to sound the same from first song to the last song. I know that some bands are doing that, and great. That there are some people who buy album because they like the same stuff from first minute to the last. Right. But there are also some people who like to have some surprises, and I think it's kind of trademark since the first album for Eternal Flight to always have some variety in the songwriting, not to have the same tempos or a kind of songs from start to finish.
Absolutely, right. And we have so much to learn about this new Eternal Flight offering. So let's talk about the band in 2017. Who are the players on Retrofuture?
So you have Jérôme Fischer on guitar and mostly lead guitars. He's coming from Switzerland, Genève. He's the first one I contacted for the new lineup. I met him in, I think it was in 2014. We got along very well, and since then we built the band around this duet, I would say. And after there's also Thibaut Ducrot on guitars. He's mostly doing rhythm guitars, but he played also a few solo from here and there. He's really precise in terms of rhythm guitars, And the funny thing, he's also a singer, but more into a death metal band from Switzerland called Dark Rise. But he's hailing from my area in France, kind of. You have also Thibaut Pontet on the drums. Thibaut came on the lineup just before we started the recording of the new album. It was on the summer of last year, in 2016. He listened to many stuff and can play jazz, can play metal, can play a lot of stuff. It's quite impressive, And the last one is Cédric Nguyen on bass guitar. And he came on the lineup on, I think it was in February or March of this year, because the previous one, Arnaud Nery, was coming from return to. He didn't have enough time and had some issues with his work and personal issues, and so he couldn't continue the adventure of Eternal Flight. So we had to search for a new bass player, and so Cedric came this year, just after we finished the recording of the album, and we had mixed it. But now this lineup is quite strong. We played one concert in September all together, and there's really good unity and friendship between us, and there's great musicianship. I hope it will continue like this forever.
That is great news, and I'm very interested to know on how the process was like for you, bro, to get this particular ensemble to fit what you wanted for Eternal Flight, how you wanted to mold this sound and how you wanted the sound of the band to be. So was it a tedious task to get the right people to be in Eternal Flight in the year 2017, or did it come kind of easy for you?
It was a long process to have all the musicians, because you remember in 2013 we made a European tour, and there were some problems after the tour with the lineup. So it's been quite a long process, and it's been a long road, and I had to take a bit of time for me and to rethink about how I wanted the lineup to be on Eternal Flight. Besides that, nearly all the songs, beside one or two, were already written since 3 years ago, I think, something like that.
So you've been prepared to get this music out there. You just had to get the right fit to make it.
Yeah, sure. The songs, I think, like there was 80% of the music was already, and melodies were already there, and I rearranged through all the years all the songs, and but the important fact is that when we recorded with the new lineup, they have put their kind of trademark and their style to the songs. For example, the solos, the guitar solos of Jérôme are really brilliant. Also, the way he plays the rhythms and add some textures and stuff. It's really important to have all this new lineup on board, because they make sound the new stuff really great, and it was really a pleasure to record the new album with this lineup, and I hope it will continue, and for next album we will write all the songs together, I think.
That's interesting, because I was just going to ask you, prior to you saying that, if you had all these songs done already, or did new members contribute to this. So I just hope for you, for the band Eternal Flight, that this lineup can remain together for future releases, and that you have a band of brothers that can actually support each other and do great things musically together. Yeah. So I wish that for you.
Yeah, I wish it too, because besides the two first albums, the lineup was quite stable, and after I changed on previous album, on this album, but I hope that really that's a wish to continue with the same lineup. I don't want to change eternally, it's a pain in the ass for me, because I'm really involved in making both the bands and the musician grow and be popular, but sometimes you cannot be at the place of some people, and you cannot react at the place. So that's why sometimes there are some clashes, and some people don't realize the chance they have to be a part of a band like that. Because if I look at what the past music, some of the past musicians, I don't talk about every musician of Eternal Flight, but a lot of them didn't make anything more or at all since Eternal Flight. So yeah, I would say that
it's odd, right? Because going back into Eternal Flight, the first album is Positive Rage and Under the Sign of Will. That's when I first started talking with you and learning about your band, and it was very stable at that time. And then things happen in metal. Some people just don't want to do metal anymore. I've seen that happen to many bands. So hopefully this particular lineup of the year 2017 of Eternal Flight, hopefully this could be stability for you again, and that you could release future albums, and hopefully that Massacre works out for you, and we'll be doing this again and again, if it's not every year, every other year. So I hope that things stabilize for you, and the people that are in the band appreciate what's going on, and and don't have a change of thought, because that does happen to a lot of metal bands. A member or the entire band says, "We don't want to do metal anymore," and like, okay, good luck.
Yeah. But sometimes some people have some big expectations, and they think they're gonna be successful really fast, or sometimes they think, oh, maybe we should do this, and I say, hey, okay, try to do that, but it's gonna be a problem, because I have some experience. I know how this business is working, and sometimes some people think I know better than you, and it's funny because all the people that knew better than me didn't make anything.
I
Bigger.
I hear you. I feel you, and I know exactly what you're saying. And the thing is, this world of metal, we're in the underground, and you're doing this because of the passion you have for what you do. You're not doing this to become a millionaire, because you're in the wrong business if you're thinking that. And
that's right.
That's the philosophy of trying to think that you're going to do something different in the band and you're going to make a lot of money doing it. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, like you said, you have much experience, because in your previous band, Dreamchild, you were signed to a major label, Metal Blade, and even then you still had the issues with members thinking they knew better than you and wanted to change the world and make $1 million, and it's not going to really happen that way. It's kind of like a facade,
Yeah. But the most important thing is to make things. So some people talk and some people do things, and and I'm happy to be a part of the people who talk and do the things after they've talked.
Exactly, especially when you could do things and then come and talk about it like we're doing right now. That's the
best.
best.
Yeah, that's great.
That's the best. So let's learn all we can about Retrofuture. What studio did you record Retrofuture at, and who was responsible for the mastering, the mixing, and who actually produced this? Did you do this all yourself? Did the band all do it, or did you have good input from a professional?
I recorded, mixed, and mastered the whole thing again. It's in my studio. It's called Morphinic Studio. I had some advices from the band members. I was making them listen to the mixes, and sometimes they would say maybe we should try a bit of more that or this. But I did the whole thing. Yeah,
I thought so. You did a good job. I really enjoy
Thanks.
the sound. I enjoy the sound, and like you said earlier, when you listen to the Eternal Flight music, all of it, from Positive Rage to Under the Sun of Will to Dreams to Retrofuture, no two offerings sound the same, and the music within it is not all one flavor, which is very good to know. So this is excellent. And one thing also, I like this CD art, and when I first looked at the CD art, the first thing I thought of was, because of the imagery, I thought of the Morphinics, and I thought of Positive Rage, and kind of Under the Sun of Will, you still had a little of a shadow of what I call the Morphinics. So is this designed to have a connection with Eternal Flight's past, or am I off base about the Morphinics on Retrofuture?
The Morphinics have always been a part of the Eternal Flight concept. Even for the third album, when the Morphinics was not on the artwork cover, there was a song called Nightmare King where you can hear some stories about him again. Well, I think it was important, as the Morphinic is a kind of phoenix, as the band was coming back after 6 years in between Diminished Realities and this new album. I think it was important to have the Morphinic back on the artwork cover, stronger than before. As we chose also the name of Retrofuture, that is also a name of one of the songs. I think it fitted really well with the lyrics and of the song and the title of the album, Retrofuture, because you have the Morphinics, which is kind of coming back as a kind of robot, But at the same time, you can still recognize him from the first album and even the first EP, and he come back as a new entity in a kind of way, as the new lineup. I mean, yeah, I think it's cool to have. I think the fans and when you expect an Iron Maiden album, you still want to see Eddie.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
I kind of think it's the same with Eternal Flight. I love the Morphinix concept. I'm really happy about the fact that he's coming back with a new kind of look, more modern, but at the same time, it reminds also of the past. And I think it's the same with the music. It's a kind of homage to the bands of the past, but at the same time, we listen to stuff that are released these days, and like every other artist, we have our own style, but at the same time, we're kind of sometimes influenced by what's happening, what's is released also nowadays.
Yeah, in my eyes, with Eternal Flight and the Morphinix, it's almost like I would say some symbolism as the legend and myth of the phoenix. When the phoenix dies and burns its ashes, it comes back to life. So basically, this is how Eternal Flight is. I mean, you've gone through some changes, and you're back with brand new stuff, and you continue on. So in many ways, the Phoenix, the Morphinix, and Eternal Flight, they go hand in hand with the symbolism.
Yeah, sure. It's all about that. I mean, it's more a kind of human kind of phoenix. It's not a complete bird. But it's the image of the rebirth. And the important thing in life is that to never give up and to come back stronger if you can. And I think it's the story of Eternal Flight.
Right, like they say, don't give up, never surrender, and basically you live by those words. Absolutely. So who designed this CD art? I'm very interested to learn about that.
I did the concept of the artwork with Mirovska. She's an artist that's coming from my area, and we worked together on the artwork around some images I had. I did a little montage of the wall stuff, and as she's a really good artist, she made a lot of general improvements on the artwork.
She did a nice job, very nice job.
Yeah, she made something great, and it's really effective. I mean, it's a strong image, I think. When you look at the artwork cover and you listen to the music, it's really linked and it's reconnected. So I'm really happy because maybe the best artwork we had so far.
It reconnects the fans to Eternal Flight, and the name Retrofuture, it's all in there. You're bringing back the past of Eternal Flight to the future, and this is a great thing. Yeah, very well. And I noticed your brand new video out there called Poison. I noticed it, shared on my Facebook. It's great to know that you're doing videos, and I'd like to learn more about the making of this particular video. And I understand the video was directed by Joel Baud.
Yeah, Joel Baud, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, what was the concept behind this? And if you could tell us what the plans are for you in Eternal Flight as far as future videos, whether they be additional music or lyrical videos. We would like to know if any plans are in the works for more videos from Eternal Flight.
About Poison, yeah, we did it on a club scene that's called Barcasson, where we'll play November 24. We kind of wanted to represent the band as it is live. So Joel also worked on another video, and I knew him since 2 years or something like that. And we'll make another video for the song The Journey, not The Journey into Sound.
And remember that? Remember that? That was the original name of my
for sure.
Show.
Yeah. The second video is quite different. I want to let the surprise. It presents the band also as a kind of semi-live, but on a different. I think the people who follow us on Facebook and have seen some pictures will know what we are talking about. And it's about a concept of the journey, the travel, and the journey through life. I mean, there's a lot of things referring to that, to travels and as a philosophy for the journey. I mean, and also about the videos. We'll try to shoot a third video, but I think we will release it early next year, because for this third video we want to have more kind of scenario with some actors and stuff, and we want to make it really different. If we make this. We concretize this third video, we want to make something really special. Maybe it will be with the song Succubus, so it will be a different image, and also the song is quite different from Poison. and a little bit also from Journey.
We are looking forward to seeing this when it does come into fruition, and make sure when you do unleash it, you tag me with it so I know it's out there, because I might miss it otherwise.
Okay.
I appreciate
I will.
that. And
You're welcome.
Thank you. And one of the most important things about these interviews is educating the fans on how they can enjoy the music of the bands that they love, and how they can support these bands by getting the merch, the CDs, the digital downloads, or what have you. So let's talk merch. Where is the best place for fans to get either the digital downloads or the physical copy of Retrofuture? Now, I know it's available anywhere. You can get it on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon. But
Yeah.
Where would you say, though, is the best place for you, being the band Eternal Flight, for a fan to get it? What avenue would you say is the best for Eternal Flight, for the fans?
So I think for Retrofuture, if you're searching for downloads and links, you have to go to Massacre website or go to the video, because there are a lot of links on the Poison video where you can search for where you can download the songs, where you can pre-order the album too. Well, now it's released. They can also contact us via the website on wix.com/eternalflight or Facebook.
Eternalflight.band on Facebook.
They can ask us if they want to order the album as a CD for sure, and if they want a signed copy. And also one important thing I wanted to say is that we have crowdfunding that's going on, so it helps us also, because there are plenty of stuff to pay from the band to grow. Even if Massacre is a bigger label for us, it's not always that simple, and we have to pay for a lot of things, for videos and for stuff. So go to Facebook and the website, and you'll know about the crowdfunding. And if you search for the album, you can drop us a line, or go to the Massacre website, and on the videos you have a lot of links where you can buy, download, etc. the album. I think it's the best way.
Very good. And I'm interested to know what other merch you may have available currently for the fans, and where they can find it.
So we have some new T-shirts, so they can contact us by the way of the website, Facebook, etc. So of Retrofuture, we still have remaining some T-shirts from last album. We have some older albums too that they can purchase through our websites. We are thinking about making also some sweatshirts and patches and stuff like that. And one funny thing, which is not really funny, is that last summer, Jérôme, our guitar player, got into a Belgian festival, and there was a stand, and they were selling some little patches of Eternal Flight, and he didn't know about that, but he brought some, and he gave me one, offered me one. I told him it's not official. They are rip-off. So I think we will make some patches and stuff. But it was kind of double side, because on one side some people make some money without giving to Eternal Flight, and then on the other side, if some people want to make money with Eternal Flight, and it's because the band is becoming a bit popular, I think.
Yeah.
But that's always I was really pissed off about that, because we're not a big band. Even for big band, I don't like to steal them, but I mean, for a band like us that need all the money to develop, to become bigger and better, to be stolen like that by some people, I think it's horrible.
It's horrible, but it's a reality. 'Cause I remember for years and years, I mean, for 30 years, going to shows, they're selling the merch inside the event, and they're selling their shirts for $25, $30, but in the parking lot, they're selling a carbon copy, a rip-off, for $10. This has been going on for years, and I don't know if it's ever going to change, but that sucks when they're ripping off the artists like that, so I feel bad for you there.
We need a Peter Grant to destroy them.
Right. So,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I just want to make one thing clear about your, let's say, your official Eternal Flight website. That would be the Facebook facebook.com/eternalflight.band. There isn't an external website where the fans could go to. That would be on Facebook, would be your official site, right?
Yeah, there's a website that's called wix.com/eternalflight, and you can go there.
Wix, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that link yet.
The link is on Facebook, I think.
It's on your Facebook. Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's good to know. And let's talk about live performances and what kind of touring you have coming up. I notice on November 24th, you're going to be in Switzerland. Would you like to talk about this and what other shows you may be having planned for the rest of the year or into 2018, if you'd like to?
I think the 24th show is really important for us because it's on a very nice club called La Baracasson in Tonnet, Switzerland. It's where we shot the video of Poison. It will be 1 week after the release of the album, so a lot of people will come to buy the album, to party with us for the new album. And we decided also to make a festival. Well, it's only 3 bands for this year. We have also a band from Switzerland called Sideburn, who plays excellent hard rock a la AC/DC. They're really good, and Jérôme, our guitar player, played some concert with them because they had to replace for a few concerts one of their guitar player. So we know them very well, and there's also a band called Rising Steel playing on this festival, and we hope that we can make it grow and every year add some bands and play at the festival every year, but add a few other bands and make a successful festival each year, and maybe go to another place when it will be bigger. But it's kind of cool, yeah. And for the future, we are planning some more shows for 2018. But as the band didn't release anything since 2011, and we didn't tour since 2013, we have to wait on also the lot of results from the album, how it works, and we had some offers for some concerts, some tours, but we don't want to jump on it, and because it's really risky. It's sometimes you have to pay to play, and we try to avoid that.
I understand you, yeah.
We'll play on a lot of festivals, much more festivals, and make the band grow, and that's why also we are releasing. Also, we try to release as much video as we can, because we want to be present first on the media, make some interviews, make some videos, and make some kind of buzz around the band to have better opportunities. We would love to play everywhere, but the problem sometimes we're offered some shows where, if you want to open for this band or this band, you have to pay this. We cannot pay for everything,
Exactly. You're trying to make a living doing this, and if you have to pay for every show you got to do, we
are all in the band, not all, but four people and 5, and maybe even Cedric wants to become professional. We're all professional musicians. For sure, we don't make our living with only Eternal Flight, which is far from being the case. We spend more money than we earn, but we hope to change a bit. At least if we don't lose any money, that's cool. But we cannot go on tour, for example, for 1 month and pay for everything, and after. We have to pay the bills. We have to pay this, and if Massacre or other people want to invest in the band and make an advance or something, okay. But I think we will not make the pay to play, the make a buy on. A lot of bands that are touring this way, but maybe they have some money to spend, but. It's really difficult.
It's like an investment in yourself, but as you say, you only want to invest a certain amount. You don't want to invest totally in it because you do have to pay your bills. I totally get that.
For sure, yeah.
And I wish you success with the future of the Eternal Metal Festival. May that grow for you. and hopefully better shows come out of that, and you get onto other shows, other festivals where maybe you don't get paid, but maybe you won't have to pay either.
No, I mean we're in contact with some other festival, with some touring agents and stuff. We're working at it, but we're trying to make everything clear and be sure it's for the benefit of the band, not for being on tour and open. And there are only 30 people in the we don't want this kind of stuff. So we are choosing the right concerts and tours for the band, but. Maybe you will have some good news soon, because we're really working at it.
That's good to know, and I wish you the best with that and the future of Eternal Flight. Yes, and I want to thank you once again for joining us on the Metal Meltdown tonight, Brother Gerard.
It's always a pleasure,
and you'll always have a home here. I was very excited to know about this music, and as soon as I got those that email from Massacre, I hit you up. Let's book this interview, and I'm glad that we did it. And you'll never have to worry about that. You'll always have a home here on the Metal Meltdown on Metal Messiah Radio to talk about your music. But before we go and crank up some more Eternal Flight and the Retrofuture offering, I want to make sure that we caught everybody up to speed. That being said, is there anything else that we could bring out to the metal maniacs out there that we have yet to talk about?
I think we've covered quite a lot of stuff, but as always, I'm really happy when the people give us some feedback about the albums, the videos and stuff, and it's always interesting to have the fans of this music contact us, telling us about what we are doing and if it's good or not or whatever.
Absolutely. And, that's the whole point of doing these interviews, that the fans out there, the people that are tuning in, we want them to have feedback. We want them to contact you either on your own personal Gérard Fois Facebook or the Eternal Flight Facebook. We want the people out there that listen to these interviews, we want them to give you feedback, what they think of your music, what they think of your interview, what they think of you every way. So definitely, that's very important. I'm glad that you said that. So please, the people out there, you metal maniacs, contact Eternal Flight. Let them know what you think of Retrofuture. Let them know what you think of all their music and everything else related to Eternal Flight, their videos. Give them feedback so that they know what they're doing, you like or whatever. But please let them know what you think. Absolutely.
Excellent.
Yeah, I agree with that. Gerard, is there anything that you would like to say to the Eternal Flight fans that are tuning in at this time?
Well, I would like to thank them for being so passionate with me and the band, because it's been a lot of years since the release of the previous album, and I really hope that the new album will please everybody, and I have put all my heart and soul in that record, and so did the other members of Eternal Flight when they recorded the stuff, and I think it will really please the fans of Eternal Flight that like the previous albums, but at the same time I think it will please a lot of power metal, prog metal fans, because there's a lot of cool stuff on this new album. I'm really proud about it, and I think it's the more mature album we've made so far, and it's a kind of sum up of what we did, but at the same time a look at the future, the present, and that's why it's called. It was a good name it was good to have a name like Retrofuture for the album. Absolutely. And I'm really happy to I hope I will also meet in person the fans and all over the world if we have the chance to tour all over the world. But I mean, when we do some concert, I would be really happy to meet them in person.
May your opportunities be eternal.
Yeah, thanks.
Right. So I want to thank you again for another great interview. I really have enjoyed catching up with you. And
cool. Thanks. My pleasure too. Sorry.
Thank you very much. I'm glad we were able to do this. I want to wish you and everyone in Eternal Flight the best of success with your future, with your shows, with your videos, with your performances, and 2018. And please keep in touch with us, so when we do have new videos from you or new shows to spread the word about, hit me
Cool.
up. Hit me up on the Facebook so we can spread the word and continue our support for Eternal Flight. And until the next time, may you have many more Retrofuture years to come.
Thanks a lot. And I and the band really appreciate your support and